Not a controversial thing to say that rock is not as popular as it once was. Unfortunate due to the high quality in some recent rock projects, such as But Here We Are by the Foo Fighters and In Times New Roman by the Queens of the Stone Age. For rock to be as popular as it once was, it is needed for more mainstream adoption of rock music. This is currently happening through Machine Gun Kelly's adoption of the rock sound, Lil Uzi's recent album, and more rock inspiration in different forms of music. This can be seen in Olivia Rodrigo's new album. I think it'd be safe to say that rock music is going to become more popular in the soon to come years. For this to be achieved, it is likely that there'll be one song that is a catalyst for this, and it could be potentially this new Sum 41 song. Pop punk is potentially the most viable form of rock music, and Sum 41 is one of the leading bands in pop punk. The next album likely being their last album to be released, it is likely for them to put in a lot of effort into making this their best release to date. I really like the instrumentation so far. The lyrics have gone pretty well with the music. This definitely is a far more commercially viable sound than other potential ways of forming it. The song certainly sounds a lot like more on the earlier parts of their discography, specifically reminiscent of All Killer No Filler. So this will certainly be put on their pop punk side of their new release. That bit there is pretty interesting and like how it's formulated. I don't think that's been seen much, but that it does sound pretty commercially viable so far. I do quite like the drumming on this track. It's probably one of the decently new drummers' best. The vocals are quite good. I quite like them compared to other artists in like the current pop punk scene. It's far better than like Machine Gun Kelly's. Though I do think it is a bit lacking compared to some of their other projects.
Swearing.
This sounds like a really well developed upon the pop punk formula. It certainly sounds better than artists like Machine Gun Kelly's and Lil Uzi's on his recent tracks, but it's not as high quality as some of their other songs, specifically in Order and Decline as an example. Many of those tracks sounds better, but those aren't as pop punk as this song. This part of the track sounds very good in my opinion. I've touched on this briefly before, but I really think this part is probably one of the peaks of this song, though that might be debatable depending on people's taste. That part of the drumming there sounded quite a lot like in Screaming Bloody Murder, the album both and the song. couple of days later and I've had time to reflect on this song some more. And I think it's a pretty good track, but it's not as good as like some more of their tracks in pop punk and just in like the other genres they dabble in. I would like to mention it does have a commercially viable sound, and it is getting mixed reviews, as you can tell by Album of the Year.